Guterres told the Council that the exchanges of fire between Hezbollah and other non-state armed groups in Lebanon and the Israeli Defense Force was in violation of Security Council resolutions, as he warned that Lebanon was on the brink.
I implore the Council to work its lockstep to help put out this fire. The parties must immediately return to a cessation of hostilities and take real actions towards full implementation of Resolutions 1559 and 1701. Civilians must be protected. Civilian infrastructure must not be targeted. The safety and security of all UN personnel and assets must be ensured. International law must be respected. To all sides, let us say in one clear voice, stop the killing and destruction, tone down the rhetoric and threats, step back from the brink. An all-out war must be avoided at all costs. It would surely be an all-out catastrophe. The people of Lebanon, as well as the people of Israel and the people of the world, cannot afford Lebanon to become another Gaza.
Resolution 1701, adopted in 2006, expanded the mandate of the UN peacekeeping force, UNIFIL, to monitor the cessation of hostilities between Israel and Lebanon and to help keep southern Lebanon free of arms other than those of the Lebanese government and the Blue Helmets deployed there. A joint statement from US President Joe Biden and his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron called for a settlement on the border that ensures safety and security to enable civilians to return to their homes, issuing a joint call for a 21-day temporary ceasefire to give diplomacy a chance to succeed and avoid further escalation. To date, that effort has been endorsed by several countries, including the United Kingdom, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Germany, in addition to the European Union. It also has the backing of the United Nations.
Les efforts diplomatiques se sont intensifiés.
Diplomatic efforts have intensified to achieve a temporary ceasefire, allowing for delivery of humanitarian relief and paving the way for the presumption of a more durable peace. We fully support these efforts. Earlier this week, the UN Special Coordinator for Lebanon, Ms. Janine Harris-Plashert, traveled to Israel for consultations, underscoring that military escalation is in no one's interest.
Far right-wing elements in Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's governing coalition have threatened to withdraw if he agrees to a ceasefire, with reports that Israel is preparing for a potential ground invasion.
For years, we have been clear. We fully support Resolution 1701, like the Prime Minister just mentioned. We support the resolution, and we support its complete implementation. For years, we have sounded the alarm over Hezbollah's blatant violations. For years, we have provided undeniable evidence of their military buildup. Yet our warnings have been ignored. The time for half measures is over.
Militant group Hezbollah has indicated that it would require a ceasefire in Gaza to cease its rocket fire into Israel, while the Lebanese Prime Minister implored the Council to act against Israel, claiming their bombardments had killed over 600 people in his country since Monday.
Lebanon today is a victim to an enemy that is using electronic, cyber, sea, and air attacks against us that can turn into a ground attack and set the stage for an all-out regional war. I hope to return to my country armed with your explicit stance calling for the cessation of this aggression out of respect for the sovereignty and safety of my country. What we are seeing today is an unprecedented escalation resorting to new tools and methods, especially cyber and electronic tools, to harm our people. The aggressor is claiming that they are only targeting combatants and weapons, but I assure you that the hospitals of Lebanon are full of injured civilians, among them tens of women and children.
China also rebuked Israel's actions.
As world leaders are gathered here in New York making an overwhelming call for the maintenance of peace in the Middle East in the general debate, Israel has chosen to expand the fighting. This is nothing short of a mockery of international justice and the authority of international law. The Middle East cannot afford another war. It is imperative to stop military adventurism and to facilitate de-escalation.
Prime Minister Netanyahu arrives in New York Thursday and will address the UN's general debate on Friday, in an assembly that has heard a chorus of denunciations of Israel's actions in the region, most notably Israel's destruction of Gaza that has been laid to ruin. Sherwin Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.